This live is powered by the She's Connected networking event that's going down July 15th. Make sure you are there. Happy, 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 happy Wednesday to you amazing ladies out there. How are you? How is everything going for you? I'm excited. This is our MadeHerselfABoss live that we do every Wednesday at 7 p.m. talking about this week, confidence is currency, and having an amazing guest that's going to deeper the conversation for you guys, all powered by the She's Connected networking event. So get excited about that. My amazing partner is here that I am going to bring in. Excuse me. Hashtag replay. Don't forget to tell us one thing you learned about this live, one thing that you are going to shift in the route of this live. And there she is.
Hello. So Sarah popped in right as Shy was doing a beautiful intro of how this is going to go. I'm sure she said it all, but welcome back to MadeHerselfABoss Live here each Wednesday at 7.
Yes.
Special guest today. So here's how it's going to go, because we don't have guests all the time. We have them sometimes, but not all the time. We're going to talk a little bit about the subject matter of the night, and then we're going to bring in our guest who goes right along with that, and we can all converse. For those of you who have questions, please go ahead and drop them in the comments or use that little question bubble, which you should see at the bottom, and we'll be sure to answer those. Other than that, definitely just hope that you enjoy MadeHerselfABoss Live tonight.
Absolutely. Tonight it's all about how confidence is currency. You guys heard Bree and I talk a lot about how confidence can go farther than anything else. When you are standing up rightly, when you are owning who you are, when you are owning the things you do and the solution you provide through your brilliance, it carries over into so many different levels in your life and in your business. And of course, this is MadeHerselfABoss, so we talk about business, but we also are a merge of personal and professional, because we know one thing we do know is if the mind ain't right, the money ain't even coming in, right? So we talk about and take care of the entire CEO, but specifically tonight, let's get into about confidence, particularly how it is currency for your next move, for your next download, for your next cash injection, for your next anything, right? When you are confident, how do you pertain to show up, right? Your posture is different. You're straight up. You're more excited. You're more willing to go further, go the distance. Hey, people coming in. How are you? You are ready to make that sale, and you have the confidence not to convince, but the confidence to make sure that the people can make a decision for themselves through you and through what you offer them.
I mean, to me, to all of us, confidence is just so key. It literally affects how you're going to show up into the world. It affects how well that you're going to do. If you don't believe deep down that you're going to be successful, that you can attract real wealth into your life, that you can attract whatever your successful life is going to look like to you, how do you expect to get it? So many people walk around just expecting things to be passed to them on a platter, or they think that they can just, half but everything because they're unsure about themselves. And it's okay to be unsure. It's okay to admit it, so that you can work on that, so that you can strengthen that skill. Don't get us wrong. Confidence is not something that you just wake up and have. To me, true confidence is something that you spend time building, something that you work on. And when it gets to that point, it is truly unbreakable. When you get to that point and you can just show up in the world, I deserve what I desire because I worked for it, because I am worth it, because I own this future. I own my destiny. I take control of my destiny. That's confidence. And if we really want to break down the true definition of confidence, it really has to do with the promises that you keep to yourself. If no one tells you on the internet, we're going to tell you tonight how you build true confidence. It starts with you just holding yourself accountable and keeping the promises that you make to yourself. If you have a goal and you set certain steps to get there, just by you accomplishing those goals, those little steps, those little wins, right? That is slowly but surely building your confidence. It is building your ability to know that you can depend on yourself to get things done. And so you do show up in the room differently. You do speak to people differently. You do posture yourself as if you belong in this room, because little by little you've proven to yourself, which is the most important person in this equation, right? You've proven to yourself that you can do it. And so that is why confidence is currency. The right confidence, building it.
It definitely keeps that cash coming. That was just so stinking good, Brittany. I think about how there are times that I haven't been confident in how it led to somebody else not even feeling confident in themselves, right? We don't realize how 9 times out of 10 people borrow our confidence to make a decision in their lives, right? So sometimes how we show up, how we dress up ourselves helps other people make a definitive decision for themselves that can impact their life. So I think about the times where maybe I lacked and I didn't realize how great I was, or I didn't come off. Or I remember, I love the poll that went out today about, do you even talk about your business? Sometimes, most times, confidence plays a part in that. And thinking about the times that I barely talked about myself or my business because of the confidence that I exude, or lack of confidence that I exude, which made me not want to talk about it, or not show up in a way that helped people make a decision. So I love the fact that that poll was out in front of so many people, and it gave those people insight, like, oh wow, I'm cognizant of that, the many times that I'm not broadcasting my brilliance to the people who really need me. And even if we want to take it further, if we're not even broadcasting or telling the people about who we are, what we do, and how we can help them, how are we even impacting people, which is the sole purpose of why we should be in business, besides making money, you know. But sometimes our gifts and talents are not even about us, it's about the impact that we make on people. So if we're not even doing that, how can I even show up confidently, right? So I just think, I love the fact that that was a poll. It was a constant reminder of being confident, and also knowing that if you market every day, you want to make money. So how that poll reminds me about marketing. Like, if I'm not talking every day in different ways of how I can solve a person's problem, how I can confidently allow them to borrow my confidence to make a decision, how am I even making money? Confidence is so much currency, ladies, so much currency. And we want to make sure that we're driving that home to you, even with our special guest that's going to be coming up soon, how we're going to be getting deeper, because, you know, we love getting deeper. But understanding how that confidence is so currency, and how it reminded me through that poll how confidence is also marketing, how we show up every single day. Remember, market every day you want to make money. And it doesn't mean you're saying every single day, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, but educating the people on the things that you're doing, and being bold and being confident that you have that solution for them, is how you're marketing to make through your confidence to make money. So I love the fact that you put that poll up. That was such a really good poll and a conscious reminder.
Thank you. It just I don't know, like, we've all been there, right? Where we were kind of too shy to meet, I don't know, to really talk about your business. And then someone comes up to you when they discover what you do, like, why did you never tell me? I could have bought from you. You could literally be walking away from money by not putting yourself out as a business owner, as someone who has a solution to a problem. And when it comes down to it, I want us to even maybe reshape. Well, I love what Shy just said, borrowing confidence, because I definitely do. I borrow people's confidence all the time. But when it really comes down to it, I want you to kind of look at confidence as a knowing, right? Because let's be honest, not every single day do we feel our most confident. Not every single day do we feel like we could just bust through the room and, you know, kill it. But the knowing that what you offer is a good solution for someone, the knowing that this is a winning business, the knowing that this is life-changing, the knowing that this is what you should be doing even when you don't feel like it. Sometimes that is what will catapult you into still showing up and doing what you need to do as that business owner. Because I just wanted to point that out. Not every day do we feel the most confident. I know myself, sometimes I'm just in this room in my comfort zone, you know what I'm saying? But when I go back out, I have to be that girl. I have to show up. And when I'm not borrowing confidence from Shy, from the other people in my life, I have to rely on the knowing that I am coming to do a job. I need it to be great for them. I need them to believe that it's going to be great so that they can perform well in front of my camera. So also look at it like that. When you need that boost, when you need that little you know, getting out of that funk, it's the knowing, it's the knowledge that, hey, I can do this, I have done so. This is what needs to be done. It's the knowing of the completed accomplishment that you're take care of here. But we have, oh, go ahead. I'm so
Yeah, and let
sorry.
me add. Oh no, you're good. Also, let me add to what you're saying. Also, I have a confidence journal on those days where I don't feel confident in myself. What I do is well, it's a compliment. I'm sorry, a compliment journal. But what I do is those days when I feel like that, there's a couple things that you can do. You can have a compliment journal. Hey, who just came in? A compliment journal where you write down every compliment someone has ever given you, no matter what. You go back, and the days that you feel doubtful, not as confident, you read those things out loud, because it's something when you are reading what's written out loud that does something to your vibration, that raises your vibration. Remember, when you're vibrating high, you're your best self. You are doing monthly things. You're bringing all the abundance, everything you desire to yourself when you're vibrating high. So one way is reading that compliment journal and reminding yourself of your greatness. A second thing that does it, that will help you stay confident, raising your vibrations to keep it high, is music. I don't know about you, but I love a good song. What is your hype song? What is the song that gets you going, that reminds you of who you are, who you desire to be? I have a money making playlist. I have She About That Life playlist. I got all the playlists. And I play those songs before I'm having a sales conversation, or before I'm going to do something great, before I'm speaking at an event, or before I'm just operating in my greatness, to remind myself of who I am and who I desire to be. So get you a compliment journal. Get you I'm that bad girl, I am whoever you would desire to be playlist, music playlist, because music is the fastest way to get your energy high and excited and vibrating. Remember, when we vibrate high, that's when all the things we desire come to ourselves. So we want to stay high. And last but not least, know what is to be true. Like Bree said, make sure you are surrounded by people who will help you, push you, and challenge you, and tell you the truth about you. Right? So sometimes it's like when you don't feel that confident, you go to people like Brie, for me in my circle, or you go to people in your circle that will remind you of your greatness, of your brilliance, and that you got it no matter what, and will push you in uncomfortable areas to make sure that you are rising to the occasion, right? So making sure, that's how you guarantee that your confidence is currency, by doing those three things, in addition to what Bree said, that makes sure that you are feeling sound, you're feeling minded, and you are reminded greatly of your greatness and brilliance that we already see in y'all already today.
I mean, if you guys don't have a clear uh, picture of what confidence is, if you're not feeling confident right now, if we're not reminding you of your greatness, because all the ladies in our MadeHerselfABoss community are wonderful, let me just say that. Please feel free to, if you
Yes.
just need a boost, if you just need some help with anything about making yourself that boss who she's meant to be, please let us know in the DMs. But we do have an amazing guest, right, who's going to talk about even further
Yeah.
how confidence is currency. She is in the room.
Yes. Miss
Yes. Oh, I keep
Miranda.
forgetting I'm not driving tonight. I think you have to.
Oh, all right. Let me. She is in here, so here she is. Hi,
So excited.
here. And do. I think I got her. I think I sent the request. I forgot now how Instagram allows us
Yes.
to have at least 4 people now up here from now. All right, so I did hit add as a moderator. So I'm hoping that she has got it. She'll be coming in. But yes, she will be talking to us more deeply about confidence, unlocking your inner baddie, and the work that she does that's impacting women all over in our community. That's what we're about. So I want to make sure you guys get a chance to, okay, there she is. Get a chance to listen and learn, and even shift the way you're doing things in your life and business. So hopefully she's coming in here soon.
Hello.
Hi, she's in here.
I'm
So we're not
happy it worked.
yes. I wasn't sure how it was going to pop
Yes.
up, but this is perfect. So we don't want to take it away from you. We actually want you to introduce yourself in your own words, in your most confident light. Please tell the MadeHerselfABoss community who you are.
Hi, everybody, and thank you, ladies, for having me on tonight. I am super excited to be here. So I love this topic, confidence is currency. We are going to really dive in deep tonight, and hopefully you guys can take some things away. I have already heard and learned so many amazing things from you guys in the past 15 minutes.
Oh.
So I'm going to be rewatching this and taking some notes for sure. So my name is Miranda Manelski. I am a Delaware native. What I do is I'm actually a safety educator. So during the day, I'm a paralegal. I'm a pet sitter, I'm a musician, but my full-time job, well, my full-time job is paralegal, but my full-time, like 24/7 job is being a safety educator. And this is something that has boosted my confidence in ways that I never thought possible. I'm the oldest of 5 sisters. And when something really, really scary happened to my sister, it boosted me and gave me the fire in my belly that I needed to go out, step out of my comfort zone, and talk to people that really, really need help.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were catapulted into this skill that you now help so many people with.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. So when you said, tell me about that process when you got just thrown into it. I know this is off topic, but now I'm just more curious because of how you introduced yourself. What was that process like, and how did that play a part in you just showing up confident in your light?
Yes. So to give you just a brief overview, I tell this story as many times as I can because it is so relevant. It is so close to home. So in 2021, in December 2021, my sister and I were actually carpooling to and from work. And we came home that night, and she was going to go and take the dog out. Our dog, okay, she likes 75 and sunny with a cool breeze. So if it's not that weather out, like, she's not staying outside. So when it was about 10 or 15 minutes, I was like, wow, this is really unusual. And I look outside, I didn't see my sister. Okay, maybe she's behind the fence. And right at that moment, my sister came bursting through the front door. She was as pale as a ghost. She was just screaming and crying, and it was horrific. And someone had actually been chasing her. And when she went out to walk the dog, she bent down to pick up the mess, and he was waiting for her in the tree line behind my house. It was absolutely premeditated. He was wearing all black. His hoodie was like this so that you could not see his face. And the only thing that my sister could do was hide under our neighbor's car. She had no cell phone, no flashlight, no weapon, nothing. But she had her awareness. And so she was able to get away from that person and hide under the car until it was safe for her to come home. This awakened something ferocious in me because I didn't know what was happening next. I have always been a very shy and timid person, very friendly and personable, but I'm not usually the first person to say, hey, I'm Miranda, nice to meet you, and, you know, have that confidence. Is very uncomfortable for me. But as I knew that I had to do something about this specific problem, I knew that I had to educate my neighborhood and my community and my loved ones about their safety. That required me to go out of my comfort zone. And so that is just kind of how I've fallen into this. And it is the most rewarding thing that I do in my life.
Wow. I mean, on behalf of both of us, first of all, I have to say that we're so happy that your sister is okay.
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't expecting a story like that to be, you know, what catapulted you into being confident and talking to other people about it. But wow.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it just brought you to this space where it's not only about how you feel, it's almost like, what do I need to do?
Yes.
What am I going to step up to the plate and do? Because it's important. Wow.
I'm absolutely that big sister protector, the manager of the family. That's totally me. So I knew that I had to do something.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'll let that breathe. So how does your work play let that breathe. But how does your work play a part in women showing up confidently in their life or business? How does your work play a part in that for them?
So I had no idea the doors that would open when I started doing this. When I started to empower women about their safety, it really, I thought I was just getting into sales, and that was very uncomfortable for me to start. I've never been that person, but I knew my heart, and I knew that through this company that I could reach people that needed what I had and wanted to hear what I had to say. So in that, a lot of self-doubt comes, a lot of, second guessing myself, crying, you know, all of the things, and talking myself out of it at some point. And every day, every day, something gets in our way, right? There's always going to be an obstacle, big or small. I tend to be a drama queen, whatever. So I have learned that no matter what happens with me, with my emotions, with what's going on in the world, I have to show up, even when I'm not feeling my best, even when bad things are happening, even when I look a mess, even when, you know, it's a full moon out, whatever the craziness is happening, and I'm not feeling confident, I force myself, because I know that it takes that one conversation, that, you know, one reaching out to somebody that I haven't talked to in a long time, writing one comment on somebody's post, having that one text message that you send out to somebody where someone reaches out to you and says, you know what, I've been thinking about you, I really need your help. And that has happened to me, ladies, more times than I can count. So pushing myself to be confident and step out of my comfort zone consistently, I have to remind myself to do that, because we get comfortable, we get relaxed, and then you know, and then we see dips in our business, and then we start to feel bad about ourselves. We start to, oh my gosh, you know, I did half as much this month as I did last month, and we start to think of ourselves as a failure and a disappointment. I'm speaking from experience. And there have been times where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. It's so time consuming. It's so this, it's so that. I'm not good at it. And then I'm like, you know what? If I stop what I'm doing because I'm not confident in myself to do it, people will not be able to have access to the resources that I can give them. That keeps me going. I don't want someone else to go through what my sister went through. So it's absolutely about my confidence and emitting that to other people so that they feel that they can trust me, that they can talk to me. And it's all because of my confidence. If I was a shy, timid little girl in the corner, people would not be coming up and approaching me and telling me about their horrific stories. So for me, that is the confidence that I bring in my day-to-day life and what I try to emit to other women.
Oh my so good.
Wow. I love how you are speaking of confidence from the point of it actually not even being about you, you know, not just about you anyway. It's literally going to affect other people's lives and trickle down to other things if you don't come through confidently in what it is that you're doing. And you know, I think it's important for us to look at our businesses or whatever we contribute to the world in that same light. If I'm not going to do this, if not me, then who else is going to do it? Do I want the people I care about, the people who I don't even know, to possibly suffer or go through something that they don't have to? If I'm not on here talking about this, if I'm not offering this, even if it's just, oh, you don't go somewhere because you didn't buy like an outfit from my store or something, like even on a small scale, it all is a chain reaction to something. And I just love how you describe the confidence, or at least where you're pulling it from a place of duty, from a place of thinking of others outside of yourself.
Such a serving heart.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, I mean, definitely, it kind of answered my next question. I was going to ask, you know, what are some ways when women are feeling down, when they are having that moment, when it's just some ways to pull them out of it, you know, but you did mention just reminding yourself, if not me, then who? But if not now, then when, essentially. Are there any other tips that you may have for women, people, whatever, on how to quickly pull themselves out of that self-doubt space?
Yeah, absolutely. So with what I do, it's the confidence aspect is really twofold, right? Because as a businesswoman, I have to show up confidently, but I also have to teach confidence in what I do as a safety educator. It is not enough for me to have someone purchase a stun gun or purchase a pepper spray, and I'm like, great, thanks for the sale, have a great day. Like, no, I have to be able to teach them and educate them how to safely and competently use this. So many women have pepper sprays that sit in the bottom of their purses, and then they find themselves in a dangerous or sketchy situation, and they freeze because they really don't know what to do. They know they have that pepper spray, but their brain is not even making the connection to their hands and their body to do what needs to be done. So I am fully about supporting other women and being able to empower them, being confident to make that call in a very high stress situation.
That's good. So when in those stress, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was just almost about helping to make that decision, even when you are in a very fearful situation. It's not, oh, I'm not scared. You can be scared. It's like, what am I going to do? What can I do in this situation? Do I have to do in this situation?
Yes, and not fear. I'm not in the business of fear mongering. I simply want people to have a healthy appreciation for fear so that they can be prepared, that they have that confidence that, okay, you know what? I'm prepared. If somebody comes behind me right now, like, I've got this tool on me. I know this defense move. If I use this example all the time. If I'm pumping my gas and I'm putting my back to the car, I know that the 90% of attacks that happen from behind on women, that's not going to happen to me. That gives me confidence. The fact that I'm looking around, I'm seeing what's going on around me, that gives me power, that gives me control, that gives me confidence.
And I see that as you're speaking and as you're posturing and as you're like, the confidence exudes through you. So sometimes even when you're doing that, I can see how women are like, I can feel more confident because they're taking that from you because you exude that. So that's something I'm just like, oh my God. Because I don't even think about, like, what if I'm in a situation at a gas station and how am I going to, like you said, I guess naturally, fear kicks in because fear is just trying to protect you, and you're like, you can feel paralyzed in a way. So I am trying to see like how I can see how women can take that confidence and having the right tools necessary to do what they need to in situations that may come about. But can you tell me about a time where you personally have been in a situation where the confidence was lacking, and did you remind yourself of that? How was that for you? Like, can you tell me about any situation that may have come up for you, teaching or in your business, or any aspect of those two?
So this is a constant learning curve for me. I am not the expert and all knowing of confidence. Like, this confidence, yes, it's natural right now. I'm feeling very confident and comfortable with you ladies. But obviously we're not always in those comfortable situations, and that can cause our confidence to really, really plummet. And I've been in low lows and high highs, was bullied a lot of my life. And so you kind of just become accustomed to telling yourself those negative things and believing those negative things. And that can really do a number on us long term. Yeah. So being able to do this business has totally shifted my mindset. I can say there was a time that I was not feeling my best, right? And I was about to actually cancel an event. And I really had no good reason. I just didn't feel good. I wasn't feeling pretty. I wasn't feeling confident. I didn't want to speak to people. I didn't want to do it. And I told myself, you know what, Miranda, there are people that need to hear what you have to say. And it doesn't matter if you look good. It doesn't matter if you feel good. You have to show up because someone needs you. And I'm like, okay, self, fine. So I go and I do it. I don't cancel the event. I went, because I like to be reliable too, and I went, and sure enough, there was somebody that was in a situation. They needed something immediately. And I just went home and I was like, you know what? If I had listened to that self-doubt and I didn't push myself to step out of my comfort zone, I didn't force myself to have confidence, to go out there and do what I'm here to do, who knows what could have happened to that woman.
You saved her life just by showing up. I mean, that's amazing. important.
It's very, in my situation, this may not be the same with everyone, but in my situation, it is very severe and can be literally life or death. Mm-hmm. So that does have a big weight on my shoulders, but it's something that I'm comfortable carrying. Because I know it's so important and people need to hear it. But for ladies that do other businesses, you could have a candle business. And you know what? It's not always just about the sale, because God could be putting you in that position to sell that candle to that person because you have this divine connection that you didn't know that you had before. And who knows where that can lead you. So it is so important for us to show up and always feel our best and be enthusiastic about what we're doing, because we love what we do, right? So we have to remind ourselves that and give ourselves a swift kick in the rear so that we can show up for ourselves and for the people that need what we have to offer.
Yeah, that is so good. That divine connection, that is so good.
Let me ask this. Each time, I actually have a few follow-up questions, and I'm just so into this conversation. Each time that you felt that way, you still showed up, did you feel your confidence for yourself building a little bit more? Like, did that muscle get a little bit stronger every time that you pushed through and persevered? Like, when you're starting to feel it, is it easier to get yourself out of the door now?
It is. It really is. Because I know that it has been rewarding in the past, and I know that there's always something, whether the sales are good or not, whether I book, speaking engagements or not, I always walk away fulfilled.
I have a question, because you talked about the weight and endurance. How has the weight of, it sounds like the weight of your purpose, because you said you carry the weight, how does that play a part in your energy and staying in that light to carry on? Because it's your purpose, your calling, and it is a weight, right? How do you carry the weight of your divine purpose to make sure that it is still being presented out into the world, and how you have to deliver it, because it is a weight when you have such a divine purpose?
I love this question so much. So this is something that I've struggled with as well. Even before I started this business, I had recently learned that I was an empath. And that was something that was very unfamiliar territory to me, but it made so much sense that for so many years I was beating myself up and making myself feel not good enough, but this energy was not mine. I was carrying other people's energy. I was absorbing other people's energy, and I had to learn to differentiate that. And I had to learn and question myself and check myself to say, okay, is this me or is this someone else's energy? And because of that, mixed with a whole lot of God, I am able to show up confident almost every day. I can differentiate that. I can bear that weight, because I know, yes, I have that weight on my shoulders, but just as soon as I take that weight and put it on my shoulders, God's taking it from there. And I'm confident in that.
Oh, I love that. That is so good.
Thank you.
I can say
I've never articulated that before, so it was like interesting.
Moment. I was gonna say I can so relate to that, like being an empath. It's so hard for to say no. Like, just having the confidence to say no when actually too much is on your shoulders, to prevent an overload, is really, really difficult. And I'm glad that it sounds like you've been able to, of course, with the help of God, be able to do that and really focus in on what you can bear and just following your task, following your mission, giving the rest to God. And I'm sure there are situations where when there's just too much on your shoulders, other people that's not a part of the plan, your mission, what you need to do for the day, that you could probably more comfortably say no, so that you can actually show up and do what you need to do and help these other women. Right. So kudos to you for that.
I mean,
Thank you.
I know the conversation has it's gone where it needed to go, because I was just so curious on how, because that plays a part in how we show up confidently, and it plays a part on how we as women show up in our business, because knowing that our business is 9 times out of 10 not really about us, it's about who we're impacting. So how are we staying sane, and how are we staying together to impact more, especially when you're enduring such weight? So I love how and appreciate how you answered that question. It was just so good for me to hear, and just learning in the ways that other people have done, as I'm on my own journey of doing that as well. So I just personally wanted to say thank you for answering that. As we're rounding out our evenings, it's been such a juicy, deep conversation that I've been enjoying and learning from. And so I will personally go back and listen for notes about some of the things that you have said. But how can we stay connected with you? What do you have going on? How can we be of support to you? What is next? What is next?
So there are a lot of big things happening. And just before I tell you this, I do want to say that boundaries are essential. This is something that we are not taught most of the times. They don't teach us in school. They don't teach us at home a lot of times. And something that we really, on our journey, no matter where you are in your journey, you know, we have to figure this out for ourselves in a way that you can really, really test the waters with that. For me, saying no has always been very, very difficult. But sometimes you don't give it a hard no. Sometimes just give it a light little no. Like if you ask me out for drinks, and I really don't feel like going out for drinks, and I say, not this time, but let's definitely connect. And although right now in this conversation I mean that, in this situation where maybe I really didn't want to go, I'm also looking at how you're reacting to the boundary that I've just made. Because I'm telling you no in a very nice and respectful and polite way. But, if you go off the handle or start calling and texting me persistently, I know that you, not you, but the hypothetical you, would not be a safe person for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that is something, think about that. And then for me also, it's not always just about saying no and drawing the line there. Sometimes we can compromise. And so it's a lot of being creative to be able to say, you know what, I don't have the energy to spend on this task right now, but what can I do in the future? Because you don't want to lose that connection. You don't want to lose all of the opportunities that could be connected to that person. So, how can I keep them in my circle? Right? If they're a safe person, how can I keep them in my circle, but without offending them and saying, no, I don't want to do this. You know what I mean? So, anyway, how you can reach me is, right now. So I'm on Facebook, as Empowering You by Miranda. I'm starting a brand new brand, and I am really, really working on all of my speaking engagements. I was just invited to a national conference where I'm going to be speaking, and I could have never done that without confidence. So anything is possible. I am going to be starting a podcast very, very shortly. So I'm excited to be bringing that to the table for people to be able to talk about serious things. And yes. And then also I'll have to share my website with you guys. My website is under construction right now as I am navigating a family emergency, but I do have my website as mydamselpro.net/empowering you by Miranda. And that is where all of my safety tools are located, as well as my contact information so that you can reach out to me personally, and we can chat.
Yes, and we'll make sure people.
Oh, it was cutting out. What'd you say?
Oh, I was saying I will make sure that the information will be in our caption so people can capture that and go to you and connect with you on all the ways.
Absolutely. And I'm so sorry. I just have to ask one more question.
Yeah.
We are in the middle of the series. Now we are promoting our She's Connected series. So even this conversation about confidence, we connected back to just networking, right? Talking about your business, showing up. Do you have any advice for the ladies about how to better network or talk about their businesses?
You know what? That is something that is I'm constantly learning it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's something that, every person that we meet is a networking opportunity.
Mm.
But when we say networking opportunity, sometimes that sounds icky. Sometimes it sounds too salesy, too businessy. So I'm navigating this now as a woman and a businesswoman and someone who genuinely wants to help keep people safe from my heart, but also knowing, okay, sales is not a bad thing. I am allowed to make money off of this. and having that distinction has been a challenge, but I lost my train of thought. See, that's what happens sometimes. That's okay. Tell me the question again so I can make sure that I'm answering it.
Oh, yes. I mean, and you definitely were answering it. It was just any tips on how to better network and talk about your business. But I think what you said was just fully transparent and quite on, directness with it.
Yeah.
You are talking to these women. I'm sure that you would strike up a conversation anytime you see an opportunity to talk about it. If you hear something about it, something has gone on in the world, or someone wants to learn about safety, like, well, hey, I saw some things. I can talk about that. So
put yourself out there. And yes, thank you. And in one thing that I have learned, guys, is even when your engagements are low, even when your sales have plummeted, even when nobody has reached out to you, people are watching you.
Oh,
and they're watching everything you post. People I have never even met in my life, I swear to God, they have come up to me. Oh my God, you're Miranda, you blah, blah, blah. I've been seeing what you're doing. I've been blah, blah, blah. I really, really need this. Can you help me? And I'm like, I literally have never seen you in my life. Who are you? But I'm so grateful because I never expect that. And every time it happens to me, it just humbles me so much. Because there are so many times where I don't think people are caring about what I'm saying. They're not liking it. They're not commenting. They're not reaching out to me. And then all of a sudden they're like, wow, you are amazing. And I love the work that you do. And that gives my soul such purpose.
So good. So
they are. So I'm sorry. I just had to slide that question in. It is
No, I love that.
such a pleasure having you on this series. If there's anything we can do here at MadeHerselfABoss to support you, please do let us know.
Thank you.
And thank you, midst of all that you're going through, for you just showing up and shedding your light, helping me think a little bit differently. I truly, truly appreciate you for it all. Thank you for being you.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate that.
No problem.
So welcome. So, ladies and gents, whoever is watching, again, we are MadeHerselfABoss. We are right here on IG Live, sometimes Facebook Live, every Wednesday at 7. Thank you so much to our guest again, Miranda. Please make sure that you are following her. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Good night, guys.